So, what does it genuinely take to build a business right from scratch? Hey everyone, today we're unpacking a story in this explainer that completely dismantles our preconceived notions about entrepreneurship. We're talking about taking a mere dream and turning it into absolute, undeniable success.
Okay, let's dive into this. Do you actually need a massive amount of capital to build a big business? Let's be real. It is literally the #1 excuse keeping potential founders on the sidelines. So to completely dispel this myth, we're going to look at Alman. He was a young graduate who, like so many people today, found himself facing the totally frustrating reality of a stagnant job market.
Chapter 1. From Disappointment to New Beginnings. The Jobless Frustration.
Which takes us straight into Chapter 2, Grandpa's Magical Advice and the Call to Adventure.
You know, Amin had done literally everything society told him to do. He finished his studies, prepared all his applications, just to get hit with constant rejection. It's brutal. But right in a moment of deep frustration, his grandfather steps in with this profound pattern interrupt. He said, "Before looking for a job, think about what you can give to others. He who solves people's problems builds a successful business." So the crucial point is right there in that very first sentence. It's that massive shift from what can I get to what can I give. I mean, think about it. When you're looking for a job, you're basically asking someone to hand you an opportunity. But when you look for problems to solve, you are suddenly offering immense value to society. That simple pivot in perspective is for sure the true seed of all entrepreneurship.
Chapter 3. The Problem and Its Solution. Finding the Gap. Now, Aman didn't just passively absorb this advice. He went out the very next day and surveyed his own town with a completely new lens. He wasn't looking for help wanted signs anymore. He was looking for market inefficiencies. And he noticed that local shopkeepers had these fantastic products, but absolutely no idea how to sell them online. There was this massive gap between the physical goods they held and the digital customers they could be reaching.
And this brilliantly illustrates what he did next to bridge that gap. Step 1, he took product photos. Step 2, created social media pages. Step 3, promoted the goods. Simple, right? Aman didn't wait around for VC funding or some huge bank loan. Actually, scratch that. He didn't even have an office. He just bootstrapped an agency using his smartphone, executing this basic 3-step hustle to solve the shopkeeper's digital presence problem.
Chapter 4. The Journey of Struggle and Success. Facing the Backlash.
Because look, success definitely did not happen overnight. Initially, Aman secured exactly one client, and he faced a barrage of pessimism from the locals. You know the type. People telling him this won't work, don't waste your time, go get a real job. But instead of arguing, he just totally tuned out the noise. He quietly dedicated himself to upskilling, mastering digital marketing, and letting his actions speak way louder than their words. Every single day, he focused on improving his services rather than listening to the critics.
Let's move to and see how this builds, because that quiet dedication compounded rapidly. Within just 2 years, Aman scaled his operations incredibly. He went from that struggling single shop to 5 shops, then 10, then a whopping 50 local businesses. He ultimately launched his very own dedicated digital marketing firm. And the best part? Not only did he solve his own unemployment problem, but by scaling up, he actually started hiring other youth in his town, creating jobs where there literally were none. Talk about a game changer.
Fast forward a bit, and Aman is speaking at a business seminar. People there were desperate to know the secret to his massive success. Was it a hidden influx of cash? Well, he just smiled and gave them a simple truth. First, recognize a problem. Then, provide a solution that makes people's lives easier. He explained that you start small, but you improve every single day. The money automatically follows when you just focus on making life easier for your clients.
Which brings us to our final section, the 6 rules of a successful business, the final blueprint. Now, what's really interesting about this is how we can distill Aman's entire journey into this highly replicable 6-step blueprint. 1. Identify people's problems. 2. Provide a better solution. 3. Start small. Seriously, use your phone, you don't need a fancy office. 4. Keep learning continuously and ignore the haters. 5. Win the customer's trust by over-delivering. And 6. Have patience and never give up. There is absolutely no magic trick here, guys. It is literally a formula of observation, action, and resilience.
Today, Aman runs a business worth millions, yet his advice hasn't changed one bit. He says, a big business is not built with big money, but with big vision, hard work, and continuous learning. Success doesn't happen in a single day, right? But every day of small, focused effort compounds. Those tiny daily improvements are exactly what build the foundation for a massive, life-changing enterprise.
So as we wrap up this explainer, the focus turns right back to you. What problem are you going to solve today? Stop looking around for what people can give you. Find the friction in your community, bridge that gap, and take that very first step toward building your own vision. So, what